Hi, my name is Greg, and this is a light bulb. And in a matter of minutes, you'll discover why this light bulb is the secret to ending your struggle with weight loss forever. Now, I know that probably sounds crazy to you right now, but just keep watching this short presentation, and in a moment, you'll understand perfectly. And by watching this presentation until the end, you'll also discover the number one challenge that absolutely everyone encounters when trying to lose weight, no matter what diet or exercise program you may be on or thinking about doing. And better than just knowing what the real challenge is to losing weight, I'm going to show you a scientifically proven method to overcome that challenge, and it works nearly every time for almost anyone. You should know that this presentation is one I offer to big corporations and charge thousands of dollars for. So I hope you understand that I can only leave it up for a very short time while I'm in between clients. So make sure you watch it right now while it's still available. And instead of paying my regular fee, all I ask for you is one thing. Think. Now, I know you may think you've heard it all or even tried it all when it comes to weight loss, but the method I'm about to show you is really completely different. You're going to see for yourself in a minute. And I aim to prove it to you beyond any shadow of a doubt that you may have by sharing with you a very powerful and yes, completely unique tip today. I've come to call it my $10,000 weight loss super tip. I call it that because I think it's worth at least that much. Are you wondering how a simple tip could have such a high value? Simple. It literally solves the fundamental challenge that weight loss presents to every single human being who tries to lose weight. Now, before I get into the actual tip, I want to tell you a really short story that'll help you get an idea of how this tip works. Thomas Edison tried 2,000 different materials in search of a filament for the light bulb. When none worked well, his assistant complained, "All our work is in vain. We've learned nothing." Well, Edison replied very confidently, "Oh, we've come a long way and we've learned a lot. We know that there are 2,000 elements which we cannot use to make a good light bulb." Listen, if you're like me, you've tried 2,000 ways to lose the weight. I'm serious. I went on a diet at least once a week for years. Nope, I never could be good for more than a few days in a row. Then I'd promise that I'd start again on Monday. I was on that roller coaster for 21 years. If you do the math, that's almost 1,100 diet attempts. Oh, and the result? Dieting 1,100 times led me to a gradual gain of 70 pounds. Now, it didn't take me 2,000 times to figure out something was wrong. Most of the diets and fitness programs should have worked. They make sense. Eat less, exercise more. And that's when it hit me. I had gone on about 1,100 diets, tried almost every fad diet and gimmick that had come out over 2 decades, and I could sum up all of them the same way. Eat less, exercise more. And then I realized that was like Edison trying the same element 2,000 times in a row. He would have never succeeded at making a light bulb if he just kept doing the same thing that hadn't worked. Yet, that's exactly what we all do when it comes to losing weight. Yet, darn it, eating less and exercising should work. It makes sense. Science tells us reducing calories and exercising leads to weight loss. What's wrong with me that it didn't work for me? Well, again, I started to think and do some research. And as it turned out, it wasn't working for a whole heck of a lot of people. About 85% of diets fail within a few weeks, and those who do succeed to lose weight, something like 95% of those people gain it all back, and then some, within 5 years. Yet I kept going back to these programs should have worked. So you should know why after nearly 1,100 weight loss attempts, I got to the point that I was driven to find something truly different to do. I won't go into details right now, but to sum it up, I was pretty confident that if I didn't actually lose weight this time, I was going to leave my 2 toddlers fatherless. Oh yeah, it was serious. So I made up my mind. I would figure out how to make this whole eat less and exercise more thing actually work or die trying. Unfortunately, literally die trying. So I got busy. I read scientific study after scientific study, trying to find out why successful weight loss was so extremely difficult to achieve, especially when there are hundreds of programs on the market with different approaches to eating less and exercising more. I literally interviewed the top fitness, nutrition, and wellness experts in the world. And I discovered a method that eliminates the real obstacle to losing weight successfully, finally making it possible for almost any reasonable weight loss program to actually work. This method was the game changer for me, and it will be for you too, because I'm going to share it with you in just a few more minutes, so keep watching. Just remember, I've succeeded at losing 70 pounds and keeping it off for nearly 4 years now, and I guarantee you that I am just like you. I'm completely ordinary, no special genetics, and obviously no willpower when it came to eating. I'm just a regular person who happened to stumble upon an effective method to overcoming the fundamental obstacle to losing weight and keeping it off. And I can tell you from personal experience, when you do lose the weight, you'll feel better. You'll be healthier. You'll prevent serious, life-threatening illnesses. You'll feel better about yourself. You'll be happier. You'll have more energy. And you'll fit into your favorite clothes. This method I discovered is why I was finally able to succeed at losing weight, 70 pounds of fat to be exact, and keep it off for almost 4 years now. And I'm going to share it with you today because I know that being overweight means you're suffering. And I want to do whatever I can to help you end that suffering starting right now. Look, you may be tempted to blame these weight loss products you've used and make them out to be the villains and the reason why you're still overweight. But they simply did not know better. Think of it this way. They gave you a beautiful, shiny new car. They just never gave you the key. Once you have the key, their cars probably will work just fine for you. So it's simply not your fault. And you know, either consciously or subconsciously, what the real enemy to losing weight is. And it's not just you. It's nearly 100% of us. Everyone, even thin people, struggle with this demon. But they don't get fat because whether they know it or not, they do one simple thing that keeps the demon in check. And the big truth is that you should never try to lose weight unless you do this first. Because if you don't do this simple thing, you'll just end up starting and ultimately failing at yet another weight loss attempt. Now think about it. What's the one thing that nearly 100% of the time is what kills your diet dead in its tracks? And usually at night when you've been good all day. That's right. Emotional eating. It's that simple. Emotional eating kills your weight loss attempts time and time again. It makes it impossible to do the fundamental thing that you must do in order to lose fat. Eat less. And after you pig out, you feel physically and emotionally awful. Pretty soon it's clear that your diet isn't working and you quit altogether. Now that you know the real problem, that your goal of losing weight has been literally withheld from you because of something absolutely no one has provided you with a solution for. So let's dive into the most important tip I could possibly ever give you for losing weight. I'm going to show you a proven method for curbing emotional eating. And you're going to love this. Because I'm not going to tell you to do something ridiculous that you probably already heard 100 times, and that's already failed for you 100 times. Like this good old standard. Drink a glass or two of water, it'll fill you up. You're probably just dehydrated, not hungry. Or don't keep junk food in the house. Or here's a winner, just have willpower. Well, here's what you're going to do instead. Instead of trying to use willpower and avoid eating, or even trying to eat less, you're going to eat more. Yes, you read that correctly. Eat more. But you've probably guessed that you can't eat more of just anything for this to work. You have to load up on protein. Now, why protein? Well, new research shows that people who ate twice the recommended daily allowance of protein saw the greatest reduction in fat while maintaining muscle. And here's the best part. Eating lean protein helps keep you feeling full. Wayne Campbell, a nutrition professor at Purdue University, states, "You are most likely to feel fuller after eating protein than other nutrients, including fiber. And one of the theories behind why higher protein diets work well with weight loss is because it helps you not feel hungry." The key is to keep different protein options at hand so that you can satisfy your urge to eat, but you'll be eating something that has much less of a negative effect and some significantly positive effects. Now, by doubling up on lean protein, we've attacked emotional eating from the physical, and without trying to fight the urge to eat, which almost always ends in binging on even more food. Yet, if you want to truly beat emotional eating, you need to stomp out the stress that is at the root of all emotional eating. Yes, the number one reason by far why people emotionally eat is stress. Eating foods we like brings instant gratification, which reduces stress levels immediately. It's no wonder we medicate by overeating. I told you that the last tip was critical if you wanted to succeed. Well, this next one is every bit as critical. The easiest way to curb stress is through guided imagery. Now, since I don't have time to go through a session with you right now, let me give you a way to do it yourself. First, find a comfortable place to sit or lie down where you won't be disturbed. Next, I want you to get yourself in a clinically relaxed state. The easiest way to do this is by breathing in rhythm. So breathe in for a count of 4, hold it for a count of 4, and then breathe out for a count of 8. Repeat that for about 2 minutes. Now you're in a specific kind of relaxed state brought on by the rhythmic breathing. In this state, you are calm and centered. Keep doing this every time you feel the urge to emotionally eat, and you'll find that eventually the urge to binge eat disappears completely. This is the tip that will allow you to truly stop being at the mercy of emotional binge eating. And in a very real way, because it's solving the fundamental challenge to losing weight and keeping it off, this tip will put you on weight loss success autopilot. You really have no idea how much incredibly easier it is to lose weight when you aren't giving in to emotional eating. My method, which I'm about to cover in detail, is based upon these 2 tips and allows you to experience the weight loss that you've been promised so many times. Picture it. You'll finally be comfortable in your own skin. There's a lot of benefits to losing the weight. A ton, pun intended. You'll be healthier, happier, more active, more successful. Yet, the most amazing feeling of all is to finally be comfortable in your own skin. My problem was always emotional eating, and this method is the only thing that's ever worked for me to get a hold over the urges to eat. I've lost more weight in a shorter period of time than I have ever been able to do before. I know I'm going to do it this time. That was Beatrice. It was like suddenly I could actually stick with a diet. Unbelievable, says Donna. I've always messed up diets with late night binge eating. I started doing your method, started a new diet, and it's been 2 months and I'm still on it. For me, that's nothing short of a miracle. And that was by Rhonda. I know this has been a lot of information for you, and hopefully you took notes so you can take it from here. Remember, these tips literally give you complete control over something that you probably have come to believe you are powerless to control. I know that some of my clients like a little additional hand-holding. They want to make sure they're doing the method absolutely correctly. So I've done the work for you and put together a step-by-step guide that will ensure you that you really are doing it right. And instead of trying to guide yourself in guided imagery, which really is pretty difficult, I provide you with a guided imagery program specifically designed to curb emotional eating. This program is the exact same program that Dr. Phil used for his ultimate weight loss challenge, and is the reason the participants of his challenge credit for their success in losing the weight and keeping it off. Up until now, it's been offered exclusively through the Dr. Phil Show, and this is literally the very first time it's being made available to the general public. You always hear about these secret diet tricks that always turn out to be fake. Well, this one is the real deal, and I'm going to get it to you right now, and only through this video presentation. Once this presentation is taken down, you will not be able to get this program anywhere for any price. My name is Greg Palumbo, and I've spent the last 15 years developing wellness programs with some of the top health and wellness experts in the world. My programs have been featured in print, radio, and television, and they're recommended by Dr. Phil. I've worked on great projects that have helped hundreds of thousands of people live happier, healthier lives. And now I have something I am so very sure can help you with your struggle with weight loss. I'd like to introduce you to Binge Beater. The name says it all. It will literally chip away at your desire to emotionally eat until that is no longer an issue in your life. And once emotional eating is not an issue for you, I promise you, and you'll know it for yourself, you'll be without question on a solid path to what I call your optimal physical condition. You are literally going to become the very best version of yourself possible. So, as you heard earlier, I usually charge companies thousands of dollars for this presentation and the tools that complement it. By now, if you haven't guessed it, I've put this up because I'm tired of only the people with money and influence getting this information. Well, thanks to the internet and a much-needed break between my high-pressure clients, I can finally make this information available to you. You've gotten this presentation completely free of charge, and like I said earlier, you can take what you've learned and go at it alone. Maybe you'll get lucky and succeed on your own. It's possible. But I've done all the work for you, and the smarter choice is to pick up the full program. And when you hear the price, I think you'll see I've made it a no-brainer. All I'm going to do is cover my costs. I have to pay royalties on the guided imagery program, so I simply can't give it away free of charge like I've done with this presentation. So instead of the thousands of dollars I normally charge for this presentation and the tools, you're not even going to pay a fraction of that. By purchasing through this website today, I'm going to give you access to the entire program for one single payment of $7.95. No monthly fees, just the one-time payment of $7.95. And the only reason I'm charging anything at all is that I have to pay that much in royalties in order to give you the MP3 program on curbing emotional eating. You get the Curb Your Emotional Eating Guided Imagery MP3 program and my step-by-step guide on reducing the urge to binge. And as a bonus, because I truly want you to succeed this time at losing the weight, it is the most wonderful thing you can imagine, better than you've imagined. So as a bonus, I'm giving you my patented Day After the Binge Remedy. The Day After the Binge Remedy is so effective, I've actually nicknamed it Natural Liposuction. And once you do it too, you're going to see why. Now, even though I'm literally almost giving away a program worth thousands of dollars for $7.95, and even though I'm 100% confident it will work for you, I'm going to take any bit of financial risk away from you. You have 60 days to use the program. If you don't feel you've benefited, just let me know and I'll refund 100% of your money, no questions asked at all. I've got to run, but I'm looking forward to helping you, so click on the Curb My Emotionally Eating button below and let's really get you to your goal weight this time. And even though you're only paying $7.95, I'm not going to take your money, hand you your program, and leave you on your own. I'm going to be there every step of the way with you, there to answer questions, motivate you, and keep you on track. There really is no good reason to try going it alone when you can have me help you along the way. I've been where you are, and I know how to get you where I am right now. I hope to see you inside. Oh, and don't forget, this presentation will be pulled down, and once it's been, no more orders will be taken. I can only guarantee the full program to those who are currently watching this presentation. So click the button below and let's get you started.